Paul Pogba, lots of talk about him lining up with PSG. It's said to be increasingly unlikely that he will sign a new contract extension at United because of the interest from the Parisian giants. What's going to happen here? Do you think he's going to leave this season?
Well, United would like him to stay. That's the public position on Pogba. They'd like him to stay because obviously you don't want to lose your best players. If you're Man United, you don't want to lose a player who had a good Euros, top player, top brand, top commercial player, which is it matters now. But I think obviously behind closed doors, I've been told that United don't expect him to sign a contract, and I think if they can get a £50 million fee for him like PSG is supposedly offering this summer, I think they take it because otherwise they're losing for nothing next year. Now, when Pogba becomes a free agent, he could stay at United. He could sign a huge contract to stay at United next summer, which is a possibility because United spend big on wages, but I'm not sure he'd give value for money. So I think publicly United will say he's not going anywhere, we want him to stay, but privately they would absolutely love to take a deal for £50 million for Pogba because I've been told that any money they bring in, they can spend on new players. So I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might think, look, if I get £50 million for Pogba, that can help him strengthen with maybe one or two more players. And if you get those two players that make a difference, then they could be challenging for the title next year. I don't see United challenging for the title next year with the team they've got, even if they get Varane in. If Pogba stays, I don't think Pogba is a title winner for Man United. I think he's, at times, he's a liability. At other times, he's a fantastic player. But I don't think he's the sort of player that United need right now to make them title winners. I think if they get rid of him, get a decent fee, spend that money on a couple of players, it could make a big difference. Look, I mean, the way I look at it with Pogba is like when Liverpool sold Coutinho, everyone thought you can't sell Coutinho, he's your best player. They got a massive fee from Barcelona, and the money they got from Barcelona for Coutinho, Liverpool spent on Van Dijk and Alisson, and they were transformative signings. Now, obviously, they're not going to get the same sort of money for Pogba, but if they can get £50 million, that could make the difference in terms of being second or first next season.
You mentioned Rafa Varane. Jan, I'm interested to get your thoughts on Raphael Varane joining this side. What does he bring to them, and does he make them a title contender? Does he help that out, that cause?
Yeah, it helps them. I think Lindelof is not good enough. Harry Maguire is good at what he is good at, and we've read article or reports saying that they don't want to play with two number 6. McTominay and Fred has mainly been set up to protect their two centre halves. So I think that Varane is going to be a very interesting signing for them. We are told he's back in training with Real Madrid. He don't want to offend Real Madrid hierarchy, but he said he need a new challenge. And you feel that when Ramos leaving, Varane, there is a new kids in town, and he will leave the club. But I think that could be a fantastic signing for Manchester United if they could get Varane, that type of player, exactly what they need, and that will make it easier to also compose that midfield that is not too deep. They can play one number 6. They can have different players in there. Having said that, Mark, I think that if they can't sell Paul Pogba, it's all depend what kind of Pogba, which of them will stay. Is it that player that we see for France playing all the time? Or is this guy that's sometimes running around in the midfield of Manchester United? If they could sort him out, that would be great for Manchester United. But I think the breaking news, when we see his age, he's 28, Paul Pogba now. He has to stop this competition with Griezmann to be the link championship. Every summer is the same. Where is he going? Staying. And when the season starts, is he playing? Is he not playing? So I think it's time for him now to either just sell him or sign that contract.
Mark, what do you think? Which Pogba we will be seeing, as Jan asked?
I think we'll see the Pogba we've seen for the last 5 years at Man United, the Man United Paul Pogba, because we never see the France Paul Pogba. But then equally, when he plays for France, he's got world-class players around him. He's got Mbappe, he's got Griezmann, he's got N'Golo Kante, he's got Varane behind him. He's got world-class wherever he looks. At United, it's slightly different. So it's harder for Pogba to shine at Man United because I think more is expected of him in terms of the whole team. I'm struggling to think over the last 5 years since he arrived a real kind of standout performance from Pogba, a game that he's actually taken by the scruff of the neck and won for Man United. The kind of, when you look back on the likes of Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Steven Gerrard, all these great midfielders that actually make a massive difference in games or seasons, I just don't see that Pogba's ever done that. He's a great player, Paul Pogba. He's a great player in a great team. He's not a great player in a team that's still trying to find its way. That's where Man United are right now. So I think, if he goes, when he goes, I don't think they'll miss him. I think the best thing is to get the money in now and try and spend it elsewhere and strengthen elsewhere.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.